Katelin, you are the founding partner of a venture capital firm called 776.
Yes.
So for someone trying to break into VC, what would be your best piece of career advice?
That is such a good question because it's really hard.
It is.
It's one of the most opaque industries that I've ever experienced. For one, they don't post their job recs typically, so even if a job is available, you won't find it on a jobs page or a careers page like most other industries. And two, there's a lot of nepotism and there's a lot of classism and elitism and schoolism and pedigreeism. One is get into VC Twitter. There are so many people out there having conversations. And so even just learning the language and understanding how these people are engaging with one another, what topics are of interest to them, and most importantly, they're actually really accessible. And so when a VC is on Twitter, they are not only trying to build their brand and try to like put things out into the world to understand what's happening in like the general zeitgeist or ecosystem. And so it's a really great opportunity to learn from them and also engage and actually build a relationship. The second thing I would say is I started angel investing before I became an institutional investor. I don't come from much of anything. So it wasn't that I didn't have two pennies to rub together. I had half of one penny maybe. And so how I started investing was shifting my understanding of what an investment was. Most people assume investing is with dollars, but everybody has something to invest with, whether that's your time, your energy, your skill set. And so for me, I started my first angel investments were actually in my domain expertise. So being an HR executive, I actually knew a lot about the tools that my community needed to make their companies run more effectively and for them to do their jobs better. So I'm an angel investor in all of HR 2.0 early stage HR tech because I traded my expertise for a spot on their cap table. So once I did that and started to find a little bit of liquidity, then I could actually start writing real checks. I said I had two pieces of advice. I'm going to go three.
There we go.
If you are investing dollars, because it's such an opaque system, as an angel investor, you can actually make investments as small as like $1,000. And most people assume it's like you need to write a $50,000 check, a $100,000 check. You don't. It's a matter of asking what's the minimum, and if the minimum is still too big for you, you can actually create a group and invest together. So learn about that. Yeah.
And you said you come from an HR and recruiting background. We also interview recruiters on the final round to help our audience get past the final round interview. What is the biggest trade secret or biggest tip that you can give to someone as you have done hiring, I'm sure, a ton of hiring over the years? How can you help people get past the final round?
You've got to be your most authentic self. The worst thing you can do as a candidate is sell a bill of goods that doesn't exist. If you are changing yourself or we all put on our best foot forward, you should not be putting on a different mask. You are doing yourself no favors by presenting someone who you are not.